I would like each of you, just for a moment, to close your eyes and picture this. You have a farm where the soil has been blown and washed away. There are no trees. The crops are struggling to grow in the degraded soil. There is little to eat. Water is not available, and you feel helpless. You can open your eyes. Degraded land is not able to produce the food, the air, and the water we need to survive in rural areas and in cities. And it leaves us vulnerable in the face of a changing climate where both temperatures and rainfall are becoming even more erratic. Ladies and gentlemen, over 65% of agricultural land on this continent is degraded. But still, I'm very hopeful. Growing up as a young girl in a rural area in Western Australia, I was privileged to experience pristine and vibrant forests, rivers, and oceans. But I also saw highly degraded land where people were scraping by due to low crop yields. And it made me wonder, why do we, as individuals and communities, take decisions that undermine our existence on this incredible planet? As I grew, and I studied, and I worked, and I travelled, I continued to try and find connection between people and planet. I was curious and passionate to try and find how we can coexist with our environment. And finding solutions to this challenge, this has become my life's work. A solution I've been leading recently is called Regreening Africa. It's a partnership committed to responding to the challenge of how we rapidly scale up land restoration action on over 1 million hectares of land in sub-Saharan Africa. Land restoration, it involves bringing back and managing trees, shrubs, and grasslands while building and conserving soils and water. This literally results in a regreening of the land and an increase in productivity and improvement of those who depend on the land. On this journey, I've been privileged and inspired by the stories I've heard and the people I've met that are regreening their land and benefiting from it. Take, for example, Samuel Sana. He's a farmer from Homa Bay County, and by bringing trees back onto his farm, he now has expansive fruit orchards, and he harvests over 300 kilograms of honey each year. This adds income to his family. Then there's Mama Agnes. She's from Elgeyo Marakwet County, and she leads the Chongol Cheptengus Nursery Group. Along with its 18 members, they sell tree seedlings for local restoration as well as to their neighbours, and they use that income to pay school fees and household bills, making a significant difference not only to their lives, but also to the area that they live in. There are thousands of stories like this from the over 600,000 households we've been able to work with in the past 5 years. And by seeing this change at individual level across large areas and countries, it gives me hope. And it has taught me and those that I work with some important lessons. First, we now understand that large-scale, impactful land restoration is not only possible, but at a much lower cost than we previously thought, and with greater benefits. Second, there is no single magic solution. Impactful tree planting campaigns that must consider not only the type of tree, but where and when to plant, who will look after the seedling, and who will benefit when the tree grows. Large tree planting campaigns that do not take this into consideration, they fail. And it's not just tree planting. We have to take multiple practices and match them to the local needs and conditions. Third, we work better together in partnerships across science and government and civil society and community. Because each group brings something unique to the table and makes the whole far greater than the sum of its parts. It's from collecting products like firewood and nuts and fruit that can be sold or used at the household level. Our laws and our policies, they work best when they support this local effort rather than hinder it. So if we invest the significant resources, time and energy that are needed to restore our land and to learn from these lessons, I see a Kenya that is far different to what we imagined at the start. I see rural areas filled with healthy trees, livestock, grasses, where farmers have diverse crops and where there is plenty to eat. I see our roads lined with trees again, and I see our urban areas with green spaces that we can visit with friends and family, where there is less dust, fresh air, clean water, and it is cooler in the hot months. I believe our youth are leading in this vision. My own 9-year-old daughter decided that she would plant 20 trees for every tennis tournament she wins. And by now, that's a lot of tennis tournaments and so a lot of trees. And so it is our role, I think, as parents and as the other generation to support them to find places to grow and nurture that ambition. Wandira Maathai, daughter of late Nobel laureate Wangari Maathai, had a recent TED talk, and she recalled a saying by her mother, that nature is the source of everything good. And she called on us to be the generation of restoration. And so, what will you do to regreen our land?